Yo, what up YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. I'm Lucid Rob, and today we're gonna look at videos from all over the internet that you send me to go over the weird, creepy, unsettling, spooky stuff that keeps you up at night. If this is your first time here, like, subscribe, share the video, comment down below what you want to see in the next video. And Lucid Crew, welcome back. Let's get into it.
Breaking news, an American pastor named Will Duffy took 4 of the most prominent flat earth conspiracy theorists to Antarctica to prove the earth is a globe in a final experiment, but then this happened.
Turn it over to the flat earthers. Who would like to go first? One of the most popular flat earth YouTube channels. Sometimes you are wrong in life, and I thought that there was no 24-hour sun. In fact, I was pretty sure of it. But I respect Will Duffy for being a stand-up guy, at least in the way that he kept saying it was true. I kept saying it wasn't.
Whoa!
He said, "You want to go? I'll take you," and brought me here, and it's a fact. The sun does circle you in the south. So what does that mean? You guys are gonna have to figure that out yourself. I realize that I'll be called a shill for just saying that.
Flat earthers are claiming that 24-hour sun in Antarctica works on flat Earth. This demonstrates a lack of understanding of their own belief system. At solar midnight, the sun should have been on the opposite side of flat Earth. However, the sun was seen south of their position in Antarctica. This means that the sun would have been all the way over here on flat Earth. This is perfectly explained on a rotating globe with a 23.4-degree axial tilt. The flat Earth model has been falsified. If you disagree, please provide a flat Earth model that explains 24-hour sun in Antarctica. If your proposed model includes a dome, provide supporting evidence of it existing, chemical composition, IOR, height, diameter, and all ray tracing paths matching known laws of optics.
And there you have it. As you guys know, I'm not a flat earther. I've never been one. I like learning why people are flat earthers. Haven't seen anything that's changed my mind yet. And now we have this, and I'm like, the proof is in the pudding, y'all. So Antarctica and flat earth is the ice wall around the entirety of it, right? So in order for that to happen, the sun would have to, I don't even know, dude. Flat earth just doesn't make sense to me. There's a lot of things that I'm like, okay, I could see why people believe that, but I mean, come on, bro. Like, you saw it. You saw it here. You saw it right here. Sorry to break it to you. But a lot of people are still saying, no, that proves a flat earth. And I'm like, bro, no, it doesn't. That video does not prove a flat earth at all. If they're actually in Antarctica and that was a 24-hour time-lapse video, that disproves flat earth entirely. Just take the L. There are plenty of other theories that are unexplained that are crazier than flat earth. So let's just focus on those now and try to figure those out.
Ariana Grande is not who you think she is anymore, and I will prove it. Something shocking is happening, and nobody's talking about it. Ariana Grande's face, voice, and even behavior have completely changed, and fans are convinced she's not the same person. First, her face looks completely different from when she started her career. While some claim it's just cosmetic surgery, others argue that her features, like the shape of her eyes and even her smile, don't match up, sparking rumors she might be a completely different person. Then there's her voice. Compare her older songs to her new ones, and you'll notice subtle differences in tone and pitch. Fans are asking, how can her voice change so drastically? What's even stranger is her behavior. Ariana has been noticeably more distant, avoiding public appearances and interviews, fueling theories that she's hiding something. And have you noticed? Some of her famous tattoos have mysteriously vanished in recent photos, as if they're trying to erase the past. Could she have been replaced by a double, a clone, or even someone controlled by larger forces?
I don't think it's a different person. I mean, she could have got tattoos removed. She could have put makeup over them. If you've watched Ariana Grande do, like, impressions of other singers, like, she nails it. Like, she's got insane voice control. She's, like, the best vocalist since Mariah Carey as far as, like, voice control and range. And she may even be better than Mariah Carey at this point. Who knows? I don't know. I don't listen to either of them enough to say anything about that. But, dude, there's an Ozempic epidemic happening right now. Like, celebrities are starting to look malnourished. Like, and when you do that, like, the shape of your face changes drastically. Your body composition just looks completely different and just keep sunken in. You look like a drug addict, honestly. And that's kind of what Ariana is kind of looking like in these photos, you know? And also the paparazzi, you know, likes to take the worst photos ever and post them so they can post articles and stuff. So she may not even look that bad. But in these photos, I'm kind of thinking it's the, you know, we're getting back into like heroin chic style of aesthetics from the 90s where people were just like super skinny and malnourished looking.
There was a talk about souls. They were interested in our soul somehow. How do we have a soul? How does this container hold a soul? That was a strange conversation. I thought, man, that's just weird stuff people talk about on this base. I was sitting outside of my office, smoking a cigarette at the table with all the guys from the 732nd, the communication guys that listen to people talk. There was a couple of officers there. There was a first lieutenant and a second lieutenant, and then I believe there was a lieutenant colonel. They were talking about how these beings from another planet were interested in our soul. How did our soul get in our body, and how could they extract our soul? How did it fit? Could they move the soul to another vessel? Stuff like that. It was like, it was crazy, but I just listened, and it started to make some sense that these beings from another planet are interested in our soul. And how is it in the container? And they could repair our containers and do all kinds of stuff to us, but they couldn't get our soul. They wanted to know how to capture the soul. We were on an Earth school. Our souls were in school. Somehow this is where our souls came to learn. And they wanted to know how to get our souls, the knowledge of the souls or something that we've learned in this lifetime, this incarnation. Supposedly we reincarnate. I guess we pick our own lives and we made to forget, and then we're born again. And then we die, and then we go back to the soul world, wherever the souls go, and we get to keep doing that until we learn and learn and learn. And they were talking about all this interesting stuff I found fascinating. Somebody's got to be translating this otherworldly communication, and I just can't get over the fact that we figured out a dialect. Where did you figure it out? It makes no sense. And how many other species are we not aware of, or they're aware of and I don't know about? And, you know, something's wrong. It's a whole world of deceit. We're going to Iraq to get artifacts, not to get anything but artifacts. That was the most important thing, they said. There were things in Iraq that were so old that we had to go get. And Bush wanted those artifacts. It was very important. We got them. They said they got everything they needed from that country. You're looking for the Ark of the Covenant type stuff. You know, weapons like that. It's a weapon. Supposedly it has the power to kill, and you're not supposed to look upon it or anything. We needed this for our own protection type thing. This is very important that we had this. Almost like a very big treasure, and if we have it, we're safe. They can't touch us type thing, and we've got it.
What's crazy is like Adolf, you know, the German guy. I don't know if I can say his last name or his regime without my video getting flagged, but he was super into that stuff. He had an entire like team designated to going and finding old artifacts and stuff. And then you have this to where it said Bush was doing the same thing. There are multiple people in multiple occasions and tons of evidence of these, like, you know, world leaders going places and gathering artifacts. Like, hear it enough times, if it happens enough times, it's probably true. There are probably these super ancient artifacts that all these world leaders are going after in order to get the technology or the power or whatever, to reverse engineer them or use them or contact the people that created them or whatever. I don't know. I just know it's crazy, and I'm starting to believe that all wars are fought for ancient technology and not even just like resources like oil and stuff, but just power. And I think with ancient technology, advanced technology from older civilizations or more advanced civilizations that were either left here or brought here, crashed here, I mean, you have the ability to gain the upper hand and then gain that power.
How long have you known this secret about unidentified, anomalous phenomena, being of non-human origin?
For more than 10 years. We did recover things that were exotic in nature in the sky, and we know they were classified craft.
So tell me about the moment when you realized that you were involved in a retrieval of non-human technology, alien tech.
So it became very clear the first time our communication process and procedure was modified. And then just visually looking at the object on the ground, you could tell that it was extraordinary and anomalous. It was not human.
What did you see?
I saw an egg, a white egg.
Was there any visible propulsion system on it?
No, not what we would know. There's no engine, there was no thermal signature.
How did you know that that egg-shaped object was non-human in origin?
Well, visually, after seeing all kinds of things in my past, it was clearly something that was ridiculously looking. It's inconsistent with anything I'd ever seen before. I can also tell you that the reaction by my team, we all knew we were dealing with something extraordinary.
So who do you believe more? These like one-time, like one-off whistleblowers that have like one story of one thing they saw? or like the ongoing like whistleblowers like Stephen Greer and other people. I kind of find credibility in the guys that just pop up like, oh, I saw some weird, like, whoa, the world needs to know about this, rather than the people that supposedly have like all the answers and stuff. But I am super excited to see what Stephen Greer releases this weekend. I hope it's worth it. There's been a lot of hype around it, but who knows? He's been, supposedly gonna leak stuff for years and haven't really learned any new information outside of what the government allowed him to, probably.
Everyone got the symbolism of the Matrix wrong. What do you mean? I was reading the book Man and His Symbols by Carl Jung, and I found a passage talking about, get this, the ancient Greco-Roman religion of Orpheus. You get the connection, right? Orpheus, Morpheus. And in the book it reads, Orpheus was probably a real man, a singer, prophet, teacher, who was martyred and whose tomb became a shrine. No wonder the early Christian church say in Orpheus was the prototype of Christ.
Well, hold on. What are you saying? Are you saying Orpheus is Morpheus?
Not just that, it gets way deeper. You know how some people say that in the Matrix that Neo represents Jesus? I think they're wrong. Archetypally, this is what it really is. Morpheus is Orpheus, who is Jesus Christ, and Neo represents the awakening of Christ within you.
Oh shit, wait, how did you get there?
Let's first take a look at the similarities between Orpheus and Jesus. I'll go as quick as I can. Number one, Orpheus, according to the myth, descended into Hades and came back again. And I'm sure you know Christ did that too. Number two, both Orpheus and Christ are associated with the Good Shepherd, a fisherman, and with wheat and grapes. And here's the receipt on that. On a sacramental bowl dated to the 200s or 300s, Orpheus is portrayed with a shepherd's staff and a fisherman's net, just as Jesus is the shepherd and his disciples are fishermen. He stands alongside wheat and grapes, signifying a ceremony of bread and wine. And that's in Joseph Campbell's creative mythology. Go to the Bible. What does it say? It says, Verily, verily, I say unto you, except ye eat the flesh of the Son of Man, or bread, and drink his blood, wine, ye have no life in you. And I know you've been to churches where they give you bread and they drink wine.
It all seems like just coincidence.
You think so, huh? And I saw that coming a mile away. I knew you were going to say that shit. How many coincidences until it's no longer a coincidence? I'll keep going. Followers of both Orpheus and Christ tried to help others atone for their sins. And that's according to Plato in Book 2 of the Republic. And another one is Orpheus is displayed in a Roman tomb surrounded by what looks very similar to biblical scenes.
Okay, fine, I get it. There's something there.
I mean, I think you have to be fucking mad to not admit there's at least some overlap there. There's something.
So if Morpheus is Orpheus or Jesus Christ, how is Morpheus trying to show Neo how to become a Christ? How the fuck does that work? How is Neo representing the awakening person?
So let me wrap this whole thing together for you. The red pill is a metaphor for the process of the Kundalini serpent that Moses was talking about, rising and activating the dormant Christ intelligence that is dormant within you. And that through this, you activate a conscious connection to your existence on other planes of consciousness. Or you could say other bodies that you have outside the human game. That's what Jesus connected to, and in the movie, that's what Morpheus already had. Because remember, when Morpheus meets Neo, he already knew about his existence outside the Matrix. Christ is an intelligence, not just a man, and that intelligence is omnipresent in all creation, and it's currently dormant in most people. Neo is a play on words or an anagram, which is referencing this one Christ that is within everything and that awakens through the symbolic red pill. The symbolic red pill is referencing awakening the Christ within through the Kundalini serpent. Morpheus is a symbolic representation of Orpheus / Jesus, who is showing us the way to activate this Christ within as they have. So the second coming is not about Jesus the soul coming back, but the second coming of the awakening of the Christ intelligence on a mass level. And that awakening is one of the biggest concerns of those in power. Everything is meant to distract us from awakening this Christ within, because think about how less powerful we are if we don't activate that connection. And don't get me started on how they convoluted sin. That's a whole different conversation, which we will have. Because think about it this way. Think about what Neo can do outside the Matrix. He can literally download skills that give him superhuman powers. Doesn't that sound similar to Jesus, who had superhuman powers as well? Look, it's much easier to control you when you can't access your power. And you know what the easiest way to stop you from reaching that level of consciousness is? To convince you that it doesn't exist, or that you can't reach it. And that's exactly what the Sith of Churchianity did.
How do I find out more on this stuff?
Well, the first thing is understanding that knowledge is one thing, but all the power is existing within you. Go within yourself. I recommend that you buy Carl Jung's book on symbolism. Remember, it's Man and His Symbols. And remember, you don't have to do this alone. I've got a book club. Completely free, by the way. Just come join and we'll get deeper into the book. And that's a part of my human game.
Well, I wasn't expecting to bust out the old trusty tinfoil hat here today, but holy, that was a lot. It's a lot to take in. There's so many different theories about the Matrix. I'm pretty sure who was the black woman that I guess wrote the original idea for the Terminator and the Matrix and said they were within the same, continuity. I think the Duffer brothers. I think it was the Duffer brothers rewrote it or wrote the screenplay based off her stuff. I don't remember exactly, but I know that I think that she was the one that said that Neo represented Christ. So canonically, I think this theory is wrong, just based on what the actual creator of the series wrote. But then again, if it's based on philosophy, philosophy is always open to interpretation. That's why I love philosophy so much, because it just kind of allows us to look at different things, take in ideas and ideals and little bits of knowledge information, and kind of create our own pocket of understanding. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. I need to eat some food. I'm so hungry. I think my mind is starting to go on me.
There's something suspicious about Saturn. Max Spears asserted that Saturn was, quote, hijacked by parasitic entities, leading to the creation of its rings. He believes these entities transform Saturn from a life-giving force into a transmitter of low-frequency negative energy, which is then amplified by the moon to influence Earth. Spears mysteriously died not long after publicizing these findings. This all sounds weird until you read Ringmakers of Saturn by Norman Bergrund. In this book, Bergrund independently presents compelling evidence as well as tons of photographs of what appears to be enormous, tens of thousand kilometers long electromagnetic vehicles which maintain Saturn's rings. He argues that these vehicles are extremely complex and cannot possibly be naturally formed. He concludes that there must be some sort of extremely advanced intelligence that maintains Saturn's rings. Fascinatingly, in Jordan Maxwell's work, he independently presents even more compelling evidence of an ancient global religion on Earth that worships Saturn. He argues that this global religion became popular during a time where Saturn, not the sun, was actually the primary celestial body in the sky. Okay, but what if this is all a coincidence? Well, elite control and survivor Alondra Markman reveals that Saturn is heavily associated with and that every country in the world literally has an off-world embassy on Saturn's rings where leaders go to perform rituals for Is it possible that there's something up with Saturn and it has something to do with some ancient cult, which the elites still take part in, which links them to powerfully advanced parasitic entities who aim to maintain the 3D materialistic matrix on Earth? Follow me for more hidden knowledge.
My guy, I just took it off. Come on. I'm just gonna have to keep this thing on just all the time. Every time I take it off, something else hits. Something else heavy forced me to put this thing back on to keep my brain safe, keep my brain from exploding out through my head and getting my nice off-white walls dirty in my apartment here. But that's it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Again, if you had a good time with us and you're not already subscribed, please subscribe right now. Comment on the video. Let me know what you want to see in the next video. Like, share the video. You can join the Discord. Send me videos directly there that you want me to see. You can also check out the merch. The link is in the description, as well as my SoundCloud with all just original music and DJ mixes and stuff that you might enjoy if you like the intro, outro music on here, which is arguably my worst stuff. But Lucid Crew, thank you for all the support, you guys, my members, my subscribers, all you guys that support the channel in any way you can by subscribing, sharing the video, donating, everything that helps. You guys keep me going. So thank you so much. I appreciate you like crazy. Enjoy your weekend, everyone. And until next time, peace.